Hello everyone, welcome back to Big J Gaming, where today we're getting back into the top 5s, and today we're going with another top 5 features that should be added to The Walking Dead Online. I've decided that this topic needs more exploration, and I think there's a lot more features out there that I would like to see and that many other people would like to see, so let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, we have more food and drink items. Now, in the game, there are, I believe, 2 food items and 2 drink items. The beans, the tomato soup, the soda, and the water are the only consumable items that can either fulfill your hunger or your thirst. Now, while I do see these items as, they're good items, I have no problem with them. I just would like to see there be more diversity in that. I want to see different types of food introduced into the game. You can find different types of food that provide different amounts of hunger. Some food that is better than others, some that is much more rare, some that is much more common. It would be nice to see more of a diversity, maybe some MREs, maybe different types of canned food, maybe even some produce. Even included in this, it'd be nice if it was possible to farm our own food, plant crops and wait for them to grow, corn, wheat, you know, uh, like apples, fruit, things like that, vegetables, tomatoes, and to be able to eat them. Think of something like, I don't know, maybe unturned. Maybe we should be able to craft our own food items. Maybe it would be best if we could make sandwiches or make more fulfilling food items that even provide health. Maybe the more rare the item is, maybe it provides more health or provides health at all. Giving it a sort of advantage for fighting said food item. It would be nice to have kind of a tier of food and water that maybe sometime down the line, maybe there's a drink item, an energy drink that can provide maybe a speed boost or something like that. It'd just be nice to see to enhance the survivability, make people kind of choose between food items and seek those things out. I just would like to see it. It's not super duper important, but it'd be nice to see. I'd like to have that in the game. Coming in at number 4, we have storage in vehicles as well as gasoline. Now, I like the vehicles in the game. They look cool and they sound good and they're really, really useful so far. But there's some things I'd like to see change about the vehicles. One of those things are the storage. I would like it to be possible for us to store things inside the vehicle. A storage mechanic in general would be nice, but to give the vehicle the utility that it really has in a survival game. Transportation, protection, mostly storage, I find is the most important part. Being able to, say, put something in the trunk, store weapons, store food, store all these things that you need that you can't carry on you, maybe because your inventory is full or you don't have a backpack or something. It'd be nice because as of now, cars are simply just for getting from point A to point B. But that doesn't really give the full experience of what a vehicle's use is in a survival game. And I find that to really get that good full experience, it would be great to see us treating vehicles as like a mobile base, as they are treated in many survival games. You drive with your team, you stop in a place, you loot up, you store loot in the vehicle, you do that sort of thing. And the vehicles themselves are treated as a gold mine, as a base, because as of now, vehicles aren't super necessary. You can traverse the map pretty easily on foot. It just makes it quicker. They don't really provide protection. You can get shot out of a car pretty easily. I think the only exception to that, in some cases, is the Mustang. It's sometimes really hard to shoot out of it, and they're also pretty glitchy. So that could be a bit of a liability when in a much more tense combat situation. So that's why I think if we add this element to make the vehicle more valuable, give the player a reason to keep it around and to use it more often and to treasure it more. There is a prestige to having a car when others don't, but I think we can expand upon that by adding storage. And to complement that, gasoline. Let's be honest, vehicles need gasoline to run. They need a lot of things to run, but gasoline is like the central thing. I don't want vehicles to be too OP. I want there to be a good balance. Gasoline, perhaps a repair kit of some kind, would be useful because vehicles can get blown up and destroyed. I'm not sure if I don't think there's a way to repair them. A fuel mechanic and a repair mechanic would treat the vehicle as what it's supposed to be, a valuable tool that is both expendable in some cases, and others, it can be rather fragile in some cases. So the vehicle, I mean, we like the vehicle for transportation, and if it changes and it gets storage, it'd be great. A base of operations, you can take your whole base with you and move around, but it means you got to protect it. It's not just something you can hide behind and just kind of leave around. It actually has a value to it, and you got to look after it. You got to maintain it just like you maintain yourself. Your hunger, your thirst, your bleeding. You got to maintain it. I think that's a good feature. It keeps the game interesting. It keeps you moving. It keeps you playing. And we don't want gameplay to get stagnant. We want to keep things moving. So there's always objectives. There's always something that has to be done. You got to go to this warehouse to find this gasoline, or we got to go to this place, to the prison, because there's players there, or we got to go to this military base because we need 556, or this, that, or the other thing. That's what we need. You need a proper amount of want for a certain supply, a certain good, but not too much to make it impossible to discourage people from playing and just get them getting pissed off. You want kind of a healthy medium. And I think if you add gas, you add a repair kit even, and you add that storage, you can put that mechanic together. That would be, I think, an excellent feature. Would make vehicles, provided they are not as buggy, would make them, I think, probably the most important thing in the game. One of the most important things out there. I would love to see it. I really look forward, and I hope the developers consider it. At number 3, we have something that the game probably needs more than anything: walkie-talkies and a radio. Now, communication in this game, in the game itself, we're talking about in a bubble, no Discord, no anything outside, is really hard. And having conversed with the developer, and I get it, yes, it has to be somewhat realistic to a survival situation, and people kind of like that, and I completely agree. So let's take that to its conclusion. We have to arrive at this point where we have to think, well, okay, if you can communicate with people close to you, there has to be a way to do so from a farther distance, because we see that in the show. Whether it's realistic or it's overused, The Walking Dead, a lot of walkies, things like that, radios. I mean, even iconic season 1, Rick gives Morgan the radio and tells him he'll talk to him every day at dawn. Remember that. That's pretty important. And I think for your average player, they find the radio. Say they find batteries for it. Maybe it's like DayZ, or maybe there aren't batteries. That doesn't really matter. I'll take either or. And they listen in. Oh, they hear a broadcast from, say, I don't know, the Saviors. They hear a broadcast from them. They get interested. Maybe the Saviors are telling people to move toward that location. They go, and they have a good experience. Maybe they become part of a group or something, or they go to the CRM or to the NAR or to the New World or any one of these other groups. Okay, so you're connecting people in the game who maybe are playing by themselves, or you're connecting one group with another group, which can be quite important because they might not be in the same Discord servers. So if we're talking about, avoiding a war or avoiding killing each other by accident, or if you're just trying to warn another group or something like that, trying to get another group to surrender, that's important. And I think that sort of element is good for the game. Finding an item, a radio, or a walkie-talkie, and perhaps maybe a stationary radio, or heck, maybe even a CB radio as well in some of the cop cars. The undercover cop car, or the regular cop car. That'd be a great feature. That'd be really unique. Kind of keeping in the theme of the last spot with cars. Radios, that communication is really important because the community builds the game. So being able to interact with people who you might not have their Discord, they might not have Discord, I think would be very unique, very interesting. I'd like to see it and see how it plays out. I'm not sure how it would play out, but I have a feeling that players would enjoy being able to communicate with one another in-game on that radio. At our number 2 spot, we have quick pickup inventory plus bug fixes. So, survival games. What is probably the most important thing you could be doing at any given moment in a survival game? You probably can't name it. It's hard. There's a lot of things you could be doing that are extremely important. Here's what I tell you. Here's one thing I could tell you that you would not be doing. Standing around. Standing around. Just standing there, not moving, not looking behind you, not watching your back, maybe not watching your teammates' back, maybe not watching your base, the gate in your base, or this, that, or the other thing. Well, why do I bring that up? I bring that up because the inventory. We need to be able to pick stuff up quick. It's a problem. Yes, there are glitches, but being able to quickly pick things up from a dead player is everything. Instead of having to drag every little thing and sometimes it glitching is not helpful. If I have to stand there for 5 minutes, I'm in a battle with 4 people, I take out the people. Oh, well, it looks like there was a banner far away. They came back, they grabbed a gun, and they killed me. Well, that's a damn shame because it wasn't something I did. It was because with the game feature that, you couldn't pick up those items quick enough to get out of there or to take out the banner. So, if anything is going to be added in the immediate future, I think it should be a quick pickup inventory. And yeah, the bugs. I mean, the inventory bugs are rampant. Not being able to pick things up. I've picked up items and they've just drop on the ground and I keep trying to pick them up and they keep dropping. It's a pain. It's frustrating. I can't pick up certain guns, certain items. I love the game. I'll keep saying that. I really like this game and I want to see it succeed. But these very important quality of life features that will make the survival game less frustrating. And I guess that's cheap talk coming from me, but it's true. You need to keep moving in this game. This map is not that big, for being honest. So that means, if you kill a guy, there's a good chance he will be back within 5 to 10 minutes, more than likely. Assuming he knows the map. So if you're sitting there looting a pretty big inventory for 5 to 10 minutes, sitting there, you're dragging stuff, you're having glitches, well, you could be in an awful lot of trouble. I've had this happen to me myself, and it's annoying. I'm not angry at I'm not really angry at the game or angry at the player or something like that, or angry at myself. I'm angry at the fact that the game has slowed me down in that sense. That's probably my biggest criticism. It's just that right there. Is you need to be fast paced. You need to keep moving. Because if you're not moving, well, you could be shot in the head by an M24. You could be gunned down, machine gunned down by a group of people. A whole host of things can happen in a very short period of time. I mean, even in this clip you saw, those guys that stopped, they got machine gunned down because they stopped. And I was there, and I took out their banner, and I helped the NAR here. I think that proves the point even more. Those guys probably wouldn't have got stuck looting if they... I mean, they probably would have because I was right there. But, had they had more time, then I think it would have been more likely they would have been moving around. It would have been a little bit more difficult for me to kill them. I probably would have still killed them. But still, the point stands. You need a quick pickup inventory. You need to be able to pick things up quickly and to move. And you need to have an inventory that's not bugged. It's hard. I know it's cheap talk, but... we need to have an inventory where the items we pick up, we know we're going to be able to use them. We know we're going to be able to, shift things around without it dropping on the ground and becoming unable to be picked up. We need to know that when we drag something in our inventory, that it won't be glitched. That is important. I think that right there. To keep the pace of the game, you need to fix that with the inventory system. Make it a quick pickup and fix the bugs. Love to see this ASAP, for the purpose of making the game experience not as frustrating after a fight. Because I love the game. I can't levy many criticisms against it, but this is probably my biggest one, my biggest gripe. So, I hope to see it soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 1, I bet you weren't expecting this, we have seasons and more weather events. Now, currently as it stands, the seasons don't change, but you do get weather. For some reason in this game, almost all my gameplay is taken in the rain. So, we got weather events. We get a thunderstorm, we get a sunny day, it can get a little cloudy. That's good. I like that. I like that dynamic weather. That's really, really good. It's important because it changes the way people play. I want to broaden that out. I want more weather events. I want maybe a windstorm. Maybe, I don't know, if it gets colder out, maybe a blizzard. Maybe something like that. I don't know if I can list a bunch of weather events off the top of my head. Maybe a hurricane like we had in Fear of the Walking Dead, uh, and seasons, fall, spring, summer. The temperature having an effect on the way you play the game, and the weather having a direct effect on how you play the game, I think is going to be important. I'd like to see it because it makes people play more dynamically. It means that, oh, maybe it's going to be more difficult to drive a big vehicle in the winter, or just a vehicle in general. So maybe I opt to just walk on foot. Oh, maybe it's very snowy. Maybe I will get spotted in a fully black outfit, or the outfit like I'm wearing right now. Maybe I should opt for something else. Maybe if there was, say, an Arctic camo, or something like that. And with that, with the fall, the summer, the changing seasons, players can adapt accordingly. Maybe they want to wear this clothing or this outfit, or maybe they want to do this, that, or the other thing. Maybe it affects the way we interact with the POIs, the various locations. I would like to see this because it reminds me a lot of DayZ in this way. The PvE elements of DayZ that I do like, but I don't know if I want to quite an extreme in a Roblox game. The idea that weather has an effect on the way you play the game, whether you go into combat or you sit around a fire. I don't know if I want that exactly, but it's just kind of a baseline. Okay, well, what's the weather going to do? How's it going to affect us? Will we go raid that faction because maybe it's winter? Maybe we want to wait a little while till it gets to spring, so it's a bit, we don't want to get stuck in a blizzard and not be able to see anything, or maybe we don't want our vehicle to get stuck in the snow or something like that, or maybe we just think that the the showers in spring, the long rainstorms and hurricanes, maybe they're just causing too many vision issues and we just want to kind of hunker down, you know. I'd like to see weather's impact on variability. I don't know if I expect this to ever be added, but it was just an idea I thought of that I think was really unique. I wanted to pitch at the number one spot, mainly because I don't think I've seen people mention this like at all, but I myself think it would be great. A little inspiration from DayZ, but we don't want to copy DayZ, not only because there's obviously little troubles, but because this game is not DayZ. It is a different type of game, different type of survival. It's meant to be more arcadey, more so than DayZ, because DayZ obviously is a sweat stream. This game can be a little sweaty, but it's not meant to be like that. You're not going to be spending 3 to 4 hours looking for a full kit. You'll probably spend 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 or 30. This is not that type of game. So I was just thinking, though, adding a couple features, maybe some more PvE stuff wouldn't be a bad idea. And I'm not opposed to a warmth system. I don't know if that would ever be, put into the game, but seeing if it were possible to have, you know, clothing provide you warmth and hypothermia or something like that, because I've seen this in other games. I don't expect that to be added, but it would be nice to see because the environment is everything. The PvE aspect, the walkers provide a challenge, and it influences how people play, and I like to see more of that because it makes the game more interesting and fun. The experiences are different, and it means people have to learn more and learn more like play styles, and it's great. Variability is great. Not too much, but just enough. And with that, I want to thank everyone who's watched this video, especially to those who have subscribed, especially to the developer of this game, for not only shouting me out in his Discord server, but for making this game. Him, and if he had a team, I'm not sure. But if you did, thank you to them too, the moderators and all the people who play the game. It's a great game. I hope to see it grow. I really enjoy it. If any of you have a comment, maybe you disagree, maybe you want to see another feature, I can make more of these videos if you want. I hope that you enjoyed this, and maybe this has earned your subscription. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Much love.